If you're interested in optimizing metabolic health and increasing fat loss sustainably, let me introduce you to NEAT activity. NEAT stands for non-exercise induced thermogenesis, which basically means burning calories without working out, but just regular movement. Science shows that regular movement, not necessarily exercise, can help you tip the scale towards a negative energy balance by contributing to higher calorie expenditure. This can significantly affect your metabolic health and even contribute to weight loss. And today, we'll define NEAT, the benefits and science behind it. Can really biking to work, fidgeting a bit more, or gardening help you lose weight? While many put high-intensity interval training on a pedestal for its afterburn effect and ability to make you a fat loss machine, HIIT also stresses the body and spikes your hunger hormones. The science is clear on the fact that just increasing daily movement, excluding exercise, so things like cooking, gardening, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator, significantly contributes to energy expenditure. How true is this though? The technical term for NEAT is non-exercise induced thermogenesis. Basically, all the calories we burn that are not exercise related. In general, we burn a lot of calories just performing basic physiological and metabolic functions. With a little bit of extra movement and fidgeting and playing, we can increase even NEAT activity that can result in higher calorie expenditure. It doesn't stress the body, it doesn't make you 10 times hungrier, so let's see how it works. NEAT can vary significantly from person to person based on occupation, lifestyle, and habits. Out of the total 100% calories we expend on a daily, about approximately 50 to 60% of those are spent performing basic physiological functions at rest, the so-called resting or basal metabolic rate. Another 5 to 10% goes into the thermogenic effect of food, or TEF, which are the calories we burn to digest the food we're eating. Then it's NEAT, or the non-exercise movement we do, contributing about 5 to 30% depending on how much we move. Exercise fills in the rest, again between 7 to 25% in most. Increasing NEAT seems like the easiest, most efficient way to increase calorie expenditure without stressing the body, which makes up for a sustainable weight loss method. The benefits of NEAT are clear: better metabolic health, increased energy level, and sustainable fat loss. But before we jump further into science, let's see how NEAT works. There's a great podcast where Huberman explains how movement contributes to fat loss. Basically, movement can increase epinephrine or adrenaline, which stimulates the neurons that can mobilize fat and sort of stimulate fat oxidation or burning fat. Scientists in the 1960s showed that those who moved a bit more, independent of exercise, lost the most weight relative to their calorie consumption. Meaning fidgeters, people who can't sit still, people who need to move all the time and nod and stand up and walk around the room or shake their hands or legs, you can see these being the most efficient calorie burners. They have the lowest body fat percentage. But telling you to fidget more isn't really practical, is it? So this is why at the end we'll check out the best NEAT activities you can practically apply in your life. NEAT, by being a significant contributor to total energy expenditure, can help tip the scale to energy loss, which comes with a myriad of other health benefits. It makes tipping the scale towards negative energy balance much easier, which can help reduce metabolic syndrome occurrence and all-cause mortality. I have created a newsletter called Keys to Vitality, which brings you one key insight or actionable step every Tuesday in your mail to get you closer to elevating your energy, vitality, and optimizing your performance. You'd get things like 3 steps to fat loss, how to sharpen your focus in 4 steps, micro workouts for metabolic health, or how blue blockers can affect deep sleep. This is the kind of newsletter you're gonna want to check out. Link in the description below. Your call. The first step toward living an active lifestyle is getting your steps in. The importance of movement cannot be overstated. It's a major factor contributing to health, longevity, and well-being. Counting our steps can give us a great perception of how much we're actually moving, how active we are. Hitting below 5k steps on average on a daily is not really good for a healthy adult. You want to be somewhere between 7 to 10,000 steps. And yes, it's not about hitting the 10,000th step, it's about seeing how much do you actually move and being motivated to improve it and get those numbers up. Investing in a health tracker has been a life changer. Probably the feature I use the most is the step counter. You can use a free app on your phone, but I prefer wearing a band because I'll always have it on, and it's more precise. With the 10,000th step, the watch automatically vibrates to let you know you've hit your target for the day. It's a psychological trick that actually works. Kinda stimulates you to want to walk more. So how could you increase NEAT activity? Well, you can dial down the temperature and start shivering a bit more. But just kidding, I'm not recommending that. It's just that cold adapted people, those who are adapted to cold exposure and cold showers, have more brown fat, which is more thermogenically active than white fat, which is better for fat loss. However, telling you to fidget more isn't that practical. So let's see the 4 things you can do to increase your NEAT activity on a daily. Standing workstations. Standing burns more calories than sitting. And no, you won't stand for 8 hours straight, but taking a few active breaks and doing a few 30-minute bouts of work on an elevated desk does the trick. Additionally, you can have a mobile treadmill under your desk and do walking meetings in parallel to work. Active transportation. Next thing is active transportation. You want to park further from work and walk to your office about 5 to 10 minutes, or just cycle to work if possible. That way you'd keep moving and burning calories without much work. Walking education. Another great thing is walking education. Instead of sitting at home listening to podcasts, slap your headphones on and go out in nature for a walk. You're doing 2 things at once. Congrats. Weekend adventure. Try to schedule fun activities for the weekend when possible. I like to go on a hike with my friends. It's my go-to. You can swim a few laps with your partner if close to a beach, or walk your dog around a larger park next time. Your choice. If NEAT activity seems interesting to you and you are into improving metabolic health and sustainable fat loss, then you should check out our article written at vitalsend.com where we cover this topic in detail. We go a bit more in depth around the science and benefits and practical tips on how to incorporate NEAT into your own lifestyle. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll have to go listen to a podcast. Walking podcast, of course.